Family members are waiting to identify bodies from the Lonmin crisis and a dive to save rhinos. Good afternoon, I'm Karabo Malatsi. Scores of family members of the missing Lonmin platinum mine workers are gathering outside the Andrew Safi Hospital in Marikana, outside Rustenburg in the northwest. Family members are still waiting to identify the bodies of their loved ones and those who were injured during clashes between mine workers and the police on Thursday. 34 mine workers were killed and 78 others injured. Itumeleng Khajane reports.
There is a mine security van parked outside the hospital where people check the list, which has names of workers who were either arrested or injured. Some leave the hospital with joy on their faces as they found out that their loved ones are still alive, either arrested or injured. Among them are those that are still not sure where their family members are, as they haven't been able to identify those who were killed. The mine workers are still adamant they will not go back to work until they get a salary hike of 12,500 rand a month. The hospital management has refused to speak to the media. Heavily armed mine security forces are watching the case. Itumeleng Khajane, reporting for SABC News in Rustenburg.
Meanwhile, the prevailing situation at the mine has forced some of the striking miners to vacate the mining area. Most of the miners are from the Eastern Cape, Lesotho and Swaziland. Patrick Dintwa reports.
Despite Police National Commissioner's assurance that the police will still monitor the situation to cap any violence that may arise, some of the striking workers still feel unsafe at the mine. They have now decided to quit the area for their respective homes. This after this week's incident where police shot and killed 34 people and several injured. For SABC Radio News, I am Patrick Dintwa, reporting from the Lonmin mine in Marikana.
Another councillor has been killed in KwaZulu-Natal. An ANC councillor in his 30s from Ward 8 in Umchezi local municipality in the Midlands was gunned down last night at his home. It's alleged that an unknown group of people arrived at the councillor's home requiring assistance. Municipal manager Nonhlanhla Njoko says one of the men pulled out a gun and shot him. Njoko says the councillor's wife and daughter were also injured and are in hospital.
The report was a councillor in Ward 8 was gunned down yesterday evening and he died instantly. He was at his home, his family was there, and the reason is not yet known. The has been reported to police. The police were on the scene immediately, but no reason has yet been established as to why he was gunned down.
Several councillors have been killed in the province since the beginning of the year. The killings have prompted government to convene a meeting of political parties last week to find ways of ending the murders. Metro Police are searching for a gunman who fled the scene following a high-speed car chase and shootout in Alberton in Ekurhuleni. Metro Police and security guards spotted a speeding vehicle in Alberton and tried to stop the car. After the shootout, Metro Police arrested 2 suspects and recovered a suspected stolen pistol, ammunition and fake license plates. Ekurhuleni Metro Police spokesperson Khopedi Mokhoseng says nobody was injured in the shootout.
The suspicious sedan with 3 male occupants ignored blue lights and siren blaring before they opened fire on police. Highly trained officers retaliated and a 3 Series German make was brought to a halt. A male passenger alighted and fired shots while fleeing the scene. Metro Police officers took cover and managed to detain a male driver and a male passenger.
In other news, conservation leaders from across KwaZulu-Natal and school children from the province's top 6 schools are skydiving today in the KwaZulu-Natal Midlands to raise money for South Africa's dwindling rhino population. The project is called Skydive for Rhinos and is being held by the African Conservation Trust's Rhino Fund. A 300,000 rand cheque will also be handed over to Project Rhino KwaZulu-Natal by the Put Foot Rally Foundation to beef up security for rhinos. This will take the campaign's fundraising total to over 4 million rand. And finally, further afield, representatives of more than 30 countries in the Americas have called a meeting of foreign ministers next Friday to discuss the diplomatic standoff between Britain and Ecuador. Nearly all members of the Organization of America's states, apart from the United States, Canada and Trinidad and Tobago, agreed to discuss the crisis triggered by Ecuador's decision to grant asylum to the WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. The BBC's Will Grant reports from Quito.
With the standoff at the Ecuadorian embassy in London showing little sign of letting up, the government in Quito has begun to seek support for its position from its allies. It's called 2 emergency meetings of regional powers, including one which will take place in its second city, Guayaquil, at the weekend. President Rafael Correa knows he can count on strong support among his South American allies. Left-wing Latin American nations have already offered what they called their unfailing solidarity with Ecuador.